Sometimes, when I'm at a McDonald's, I wait until nobody's looking, and then I stick my hand inside this straw dispenser and touch all the straws.
Perfectly timed, Dom. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Silk. Hi, Rai. Hi, Dom. I assume you're there because you've just turned me into a cat. If I sound a little bit out of breath, it's because I am, because I've just ran around my entire flat about 4 times looking for a can of Monster that I opened and haven't drunk any yet. But I put it down and I couldn't find where it was, and I was like, "Oh damn it! I really want it for the stream." So I've got energy, and I've worked myself up into like a near panic, but I couldn't find my I couldn't find my Monster, and it turns out I'd left it by the computer, which is where I am right now. So I was looking everywhere except for the place that I actually should be right now, because I didn't think I would have left it there. So yeah, relatable VTuber moment. Yeah, I figured let's carry on. Let's carry on with Demon Souls today. There's still loads to talk about, as I was kind of alluding to yesterday. Thank you for showering me with monsters. That's very kind. I although I'm well catered for now. I have my can right here. But yeah, I figured we'd carry on and play some more Demon Souls, because I didn't know what I wanted to stream. I was like, should I stream more Demon Souls Remake? I'm feeling a little bit like I don't want to be too negative too much of the time. I was thinking maybe I could stream the original. That might be fun, and I could be a bit more positive and talk about it more from a positive angle, or I could just play some fighting games. And then I asked my besties, what should I do? And Silk was suggested, well, I'd like to see some more of the boss designs in the remake. And then immediately I was overcome with the hater energy. Hater season is now, and let's get to it. Yeah, because I think we're about to enter some of my favorite areas of the original game. Those being Shrine of Storms and Tower of Latria. And they're two of the areas that have had very significant changes made to them, which I think butcher their atmosphere. Shrine of Storms less so, actually. It's more the boss design there that's the problem. But Latria is much changed from what it used to look like. Oh, no. Every time I boot this game up, I'm just met with this ugly main menu. This is so ugly. There's no other way to put it. Right, I have to go and speak to the Monumental first, I think, before I can progress any, before I can level up and all that good stuff. Look how I run. I don't know whether... Yeah, he runs like he's crapped himself. I don't know if actually the remake has restored this area up here, which is like was all the leaderboards. Online leaderboards. No, this place is... This is the way. Huh. Oh no, there is a way up here. How high this goes. Touch door to Pantheon. Okay. Third strongest first completion. I mean, I'm glad they've preserved this element. You can't access this area anymore in the original because it requires the online feature, and I don't think it can connect to the server anymore. So I'm not sure you're even allowed to get in here. But I thought I'd just point out for a second. Let's have a look at the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. The Stone of Ephemeral Eyes in the original looked like a cracked piece of archstone, and it's meant, I think, to symbolize the connection that the archstones have to soul. And the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes kind of like restores your body from the Nexus. In the remake, it just looks like a generic piece of cracked lapis lazuli. Imagine what Bluepoint would have created next if they'd survived long enough to publish a game with the artistic triumph of generative AI enhancements. I got a lot of people yelling at me for saying that this remake has a feeling of being AI slop despite being made by real people. A lot of people were very upset with me for saying that, and I kind of understand why. It is a bit of an insult. It was kind of meant to be. But I think what I was getting at is that there's so many elements of this remake which are strike me as soulless. They are details that have been included and aesthetics that have been included because that's what is expected of the industry right now. That's what makes it fit in with other games. Like the orange and teal thing, this orange and green color scheme, that is just a pure like slop. That is what every other game does at the moment. Also, let me just catch up on chat. Hi, JM Frog. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, Cuth Bucket and Sign of Zeta. It looks like a mobile game. Yeah, like it definitely seems to have been influenced by a lot of those design trends. And when you look at some of the portfolios of the Bluepoint art team, they've worked on a lot of mobile games, so it kind of makes sense that they brought a lot of that artistic like direction with them. Cuth Bucket. It looks like AI because it's digested through all the most common denominator visual traits, which is what AI does. Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what I was sort of like trying to articulate, is that it's doing what AI does, which is just regurgitating the expected lowest common denominator, mean, average thing, rather than trying to be a unique and independent piece of art, which is what I think the strength of the original was. Sign of Zeta. It's a bit inflammatory, but I get your point. Yeah, I mean, I think, in hindsight, I don't think I'd have phrased it that strongly, because it is a bit insulting. But I don't mean to denigrate the work of any of the artists. I think it's the system that they're a part of is doing the same thing that an AI tries to do, which is to regurgitate lowest common denominator stuff. I don't think it's the intention or even the desire of any of the artists necessarily to do that, but that is what, one of my favourite phrases, the purpose of a system is what it does. And that is what the system that the artists were a part of did. It reproduced slop. It looks like an advert for a mobile game. Does not have a heart of gold. No. Bluepoint would have gone full AI slop. Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't like to lay accusations at their feet, but that is sort of the vibe I get, that they are a studio that doesn't really have much of an independent creative drive. They're very much a sort of weather vane that responds to, and that that is fine for what they previously were doing, which was porting other people's games. I'm talking about them as though they still exist. They don't anymore. And then again, I want to make it clear, I'm not like dancing on their graves. I'm not happy that anybody lost their jobs or anything. I think Sony shutting them down was harsh, and just that is a disgusting trend in the games industry right now. Although we'll now talk about something I don't like. So I think I talked earlier about the facial animations.
We have long awaited you.
I misremembered. Okay, so the point in their favour.
I am one of the Monumental.
The Monumental does not have facial animations, which I think is correct, and I'm surprised they didn't give the Monumental facial animations, honestly, because I think the original, none of the characters have facial animations, but the Monumental especially it's unclear whether the Monumental is a human or like a clay doll. Or like some kind of like clay, like, being.
Until A lust for
Cuthbucket,
power
I'm here
caused
mostly
the
as a Shadow of the
awakening
Colossus
of
fan,
the old
number one
one.
hater of the Shadow of the Colossus remake by
Across
Blue
the
Point. I think the
lands,
Demon
a
Souls remake is more
colourless,
insulting.
deep fog,
Yeah, no,
and the
I
world
actually,
faced extinction
I said on stream
at the
yesterday,
hands of
I
the
liked
demons.
the Shadow of the Colossus remake. I thought it lost a lot of what
Thanks be,
was
we
appealing
were able
about
to lull the old one back to its
the
slumber,
original visually
yet
and
only
kind
after
of
the
atmosphere-wise,
loss
but
of innumerable
I kind of
souls
liked it. I was like, this is a
and most
different
of the world
reimagining of the game, and I was like,
in
fine.
waves
It's not
and
become
fog.
like the
In order to mend the
you know, it's not.
fabric of
I
what
don't think it was
lands
trying to
still
replace the original. But then
We
I played this
entrusted
game and
6
it turned me
leaders
off.
with
It
6
it
precious
radicalized me
sculptures.
against them so much.
One to the king of a small yet industrious
Hi Esther,
land.
good to have you. Welcome to the stream.
One to the king of the burrowers underground. One to the wise queen of the great
I also don't like the way they've
ivory tower.
animated these cutscenes. It just comes across as like iPad baby
One to
stuff.
the chieftain
Like
of lost
this,
and
like
unfortunate
subtle like
souls.
glowing that's going on. That's fine.
We're
But the way they
wanting to create an army of transgenders
Tempest
because we're
worshipping
crazy.
shadowmen.
welcome
And the last to the
Holly
great
and
giants
Raiders.
of the northern land.
Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. In case any of you don't know, my name's Merle. I'm a blue succubus who sometimes streams fighting games, but today is complaining about Demon Souls. and
we became
and now I'm a cat.
half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished.
A not blue
and
cat,
only
indeed.
I remain.
Yeah, the way they sort of added some animations to these cutscenes, I'm not. It just comes
Now
across as
it
like
is
adding
your turn.
detail for the sake of it.
You must lull the old
But yes,
one
well,
back
welcome to the
its
stream,
slumber
Raiders.
and seal it away for all eternity.
We're hate playing a game that I have a lot of criticisms about
If
today.
not,
So if any of you are fans of the Souls series and haven't played them, don't play this.
have you
Go and play the
strength
original
to
Demon
bear
Souls.
this burden? Yes, we are fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go
Ollie, we should
forth
play
and
Grand Blue
destroy
again so
every last demon.
I can unalive you.
The old one, without demons to
I can
feed its
compromise you to a
soul,
permanent
will a
end.
new servant seek and lure you to its bosom.
So yeah, let's unpack some of what's going on here. Yeah, catching up on chat. Cuthbuck. Yeah, I think Demon Souls. This remake changed a lot of the designs of the characters really radically, and that I think is something that I just can't get over. The disrespect shown to the original designs is quite profound, in my opinion. And yeah, I think what upsets me more is that this version of Demon Souls was marketed and is sold to people as like the definitive version of the game, but it tramples over the original, I think, design philosophies and artistic approaches of its original version. And I hate that the old version has been made less available. It's still locked on the PlayStation 3. And doesn't look like it's ever going to get a port or anything now, because now a lot of the common wisdom is that, well, this is the definitive version of the game. This is what it was always supposed to look like. And I think it's a huge shame that because of that we're not likely to see the original Demon Souls ever get ported across to modern hardware. What am I doing right now? I want to fall down to there. If I can walk down there. Yeah, so I'm back to being blue and not a cat. The cat transformation is only temporary. Another Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. I think if I go and speak to the Maiden in Black now, he gives me the white and the blue eye stone. Which, again, in the original, the eye stones all look like the same as the archstone, because I think they're supposed to be linked. It's like one of the ways you get back to the Nexus is you use the Shard of Archstone item. Whereas in this, all the eye stones, thank you, Raiden, all of the eye stones look like generic items.
Brave soul, for whom death is no fear. Prithee, lull the old one back to its ancient slumber.
There we go. Yes, I'm cat fluid, Esther. Yeah, there's nothing more that game publishers hate more than their own history. Sign of Zeta makes me sad seeing all the monumentals lining walls. Yeah, I think the Nexus is a very melancholy place, but it's also quite I find it quite a comforting place, because although it's got it seemed like a dusty, almost forgotten temple in the original. Now it's got the feeling of like a kind of Gothic cathedral. There's that sort of choral like backing song like of people chanting. That's not in the original, and it changes the vibe of the place. And if people prefer this vibe, that's fine, but I preferred the game how it was, and so I'm annoyed that this game has come along and sort of like is puppeting its corpse. Esther, you just noticed the hair thing above my head makes a little heart. Yeah, it's cute, isn't it? FromSoft games have a very distinct style of lighting that this game doesn't attempt to capture. It doesn't, although if you go into photo mode, I think one of the filters, classic mode filter, that actually turns a lot of these, washes out a lot of these colors. That suggests to me that Bluepoint knew exactly what they were doing. They were choosing to make a game which looks very different from the original, and they have the stones to call it like well, I guess it is a remake, because they've remade it from the ground up, but just changing everything to fit with their own personal sensibilities and not respecting the original source material. Demon Souls especially has a look to it that's not like another game I've seen. Yeah, I think the PlayStation 3 had a lot of games which were criticized as being kind of washed out colors, hazy visuals, bloom lighting. A lot. Also, it was during the time when a lot of games were coming out were just sort of, brown and grey. But I think the lighting that the PS3 had gave a lot of games a very dreamlike kind of, like, ethereal kind of vibe, and I really liked that. And it's a shame that's been lost now. The Shadow of the Colossus game remake has a classic filter that makes the game look green, which fails to capture the game's lighting in any area outside the grasslands. Yeah, it's like someone played the game for 3 minutes and then thought, oh, I know what the visuals of this game like. If you go out to the desert, the game looks very orange and yellow, and often quite white, because the snow, the sand looks like snow at times. Anyway, I wanted to show the eye stones because they annoy me. The blue eye stone is just like it's just a generic chunk of rock now. Where is it in my inventory? I can't look at the model of it for some reason. Okay, whatever. You can look at it here though. Yeah, the blue eye stone is just like lapis lazuli, just a chunk of blue rock. It doesn't. Why is this an eye stone? Where's the eye? The white eye stone is now just like a sort of generic chunk of marble. And like, you know, this is a very aesthetic object. Like, I'd like to have this on my desk to pick up and just sort of, you know, consider throwing at my monitor every, you know, couple of minutes. But, you know, this isn't what the original eye stone was trying to be. It was trying to be a reference to the archstone that it was presumably hewn from. The archstone which links the whole world together, and the archstones which hold the nexus together, and the nexus which is what casts you into human and body form in the first place. You know, these items have lost their meaning because I don't think Bluepoint really clocked that. And they turn the archstone into these kind of burning ember things now that are on fire, because I don't think they really understood what the archstone is. It now just looks like the skull of a demon. Demon Souls had a look that fit the sort of pseudo-medieval spiritually inspired by Berserk. The normal world turned upside down by the end of a golden age. Yeah, like very much so. I mean, I think Berserk was a very distinct reference and influence on the original.
What is it?
I've been going for like 20 minutes already and I've barely played the game. Yes, I seek soul power.
After all, thou requirest strength. Go ahead. Touch the demon inside me. Let these vagabond souls become thine own. Soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
I don't know. I liked the Maiden in Black's original voice acting for this as well. This little prayer she does while you're leveling up.
So the world might be mended.
I think I want to increase my magic and my intelligence. Maybe my endurance, really. There we go.
Art thou? May thy strength help the world be mended.
Bluepoint remake of Demon Souls is to Demon Souls as Game of Thrones Season 7 is to Berserk. Yeah, kinda. Esther, is there a lore reason behind my avatar's eye colors? Yes, my left eye is my cursed evil eye that can see evildoers and determine the punishment they deserve. It also just looks cute. Now, I'm going to do what I normally do in this game. I'm going to go to Shrine of Storms first. Now, a load of people, I think, have mentioned the fact that Shrine of Storms, they added this rain, and it looks so much more moody now. I think it looks tech demo-y. It stops being impressive after a couple seconds. And yeah, it does make the place feel kind of more wet and cold and a bit more threatening. But one of the places I actually liked about Shrine of Storms is how, I don't know, how not like that it was. It was quite a fun and, I thought, not cozy area, but you know, it's meant to be a shrine. This is a place where like the Shadow Men like revered their ancient heroes. It's been corrupted by the demons, but it's not meant to be that miserable necessarily.
Obligatory pew pew pew. I'm firing my laser beams. Pew pew pew.
Yeah, the spell noises I'm never going to get over. But yeah, oh look, the lightning struck that tree. I mean, that doesn't happen in the original. So why does it happen here? I don't know. It just kind of looks cool. He actually did a number on me. Oh, I need to go back to the Nexus. I don't want to die here. Because I'm in body form. And for those of you who don't know, Demon's Souls has a very weird system called World Tendency, where if you die in human form in levels, you shift the world tendency towards darkness because you're sort of like contributing to the tragedy of lost life in the world. And if you defeat demons, and there's a couple of other things you can do, you shift the world tendency towards light because you're purging the demons. The game gets harder in like black world tendency and gets easier in white world tendency, which I think is great because it's effectively a system that can punish you for being bad at the game. You die and the game gets harder, not easier as you might expect. Now to go and fetch those souls again. Yeah, what's wrong, femboy? Scared of a little shifting of the world tendency? One thing I do think is cool about the remake, I'm going to try and be positive a little bit, is this statue over here now isn't just a statue. It's now a if you kill an NPC, you can pray to it to seek forgiveness, which is weird. I don't think that was a thing originally. I don't know what fractured world. I don't know what that means. But you can customize your character. You can re-enter character customization, and for the low cost of like 50,000 souls, you can change your gender, which is kind of cool that you can go and do that, and you can just change your character whenever you want. More games should allow you to do that. I don't know why it costs 50,000 souls. It's like, you know, who designed this system? The NHS? You have to like bankrupt yourself in order to change gender. Oh, thank you for clarifying. Honey S7, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Fractured world is mirrored. Right, that's what that means. So it just flips all that's kind of a cool, gimmick. Why not have a system like that? Mix it up for veterans of the series. I love the way they look behind themselves for a second, just to... What? How did he, like... Oh, I guess he did all my stamina damage to me. Get parried, nerd. You're paying 50,000 souls to skip the GIC waitlist and see the statue privately. Yeah. Yeah, clap, clap, clap. That was a very good one. Oh, another one's arrived. Thank God. Oh God, two of them. You're supposed to let me parry you. They will not let me heal. Well, there goes me. definitely. I don't remember them whiffing that attack quite as much originally. Now, that's what I wanted to do to the other guy, but one of the things you can do genuinely ruin one of the Blue Point remakes is do what they did with Shadow of the Colossus, play both at the same time and swap HDMI input after each boss. Yeah, I think, you know, I've got some images in you know, ready to go for later. But I'm gonna show off some of the differences between the boss designs. Hello. Why wouldn't that backstab him? Oh! Damn. I put all my points into leveling up my magic. I probably should have increased my still does the most damage. I could just try and run through the entire area, because there's one weapon I want, which is the Crescent Falchion. If I don't get it, if I can't kill these guys fair and square, I might just try running past them. Because I do not have all day to play this, especially when I'm not. I only wanted to critique some of the boss designs. Why wouldn't it backstab? Odd. Get backstabbed! Why won't you? Damn. True liberation would have been making Blue Point transition free and over the counter. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh god. Thank god. Now, all I need to do here is go and take on Vanguard again, but I only actually run here. I can lure this guy out. Perfect. Grab the sword. And then cheese it. Oh. Oh god, he's here. Ah! Run, 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 run. Cowardice carries the day again. The coffin, yeah, the gender change coffin in Dark Souls 2 is guarded by trolls, chasers, and a guy made of rock standing in the doorway. Yeah, just like most NHS clinics, right? Anyway, now I've got a good weapon, the Crescent Falchion, which is going to do way more damage because it scales with magic. And also passively regenerates your magic. Now I'm not sure. The Maiden in Black. Oh, she'll be outside the Archstone I just came from.
Then touch the soul of the mind, key to
Some
life's
more points into.
soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel.
Sexy
Let
boy.
strength be granted so the world might be mended.
Thank you for following.
So the world might be mended.
Am I reading this correctly? Cripe Rim. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Yeah, I want to be putting lots of points into magic now. I've got a magic scaling weapon.
Art thou finished?
Yep,
May
I am
thy
finished. Now, let's go to Latria, because I think this is the one I really wanted to talk about. Prison of Hope. Now, the Prison of Hope is ironically named because it's a prison, and you suffer through all this kind of these traps and torments to try and get to a church at the end where you would pray to the woman in the church, and then you would ascend to the upper Latria where you hope to be saved. And it turns out that that's a cruel irony. But yeah, the Prison of Hope, I really liked. See, stop that. Alright, so already he's kind of ruining the vibe a little bit with his laser blasts. But yeah, one of the things they've added in Prison of Hope is that now there's like some kind of thunderstorm, so the place gets lit up every now and then, which I don't think adds anything to it. I liked how dank and grim and overbearing Latria felt. Now, can you hear... Can you hear that singing?
Do you hear the people sing?
Yeah, so can you hear the singing? We'll get a little closer to it, but that is the once royal mistress. And in the original, she only sings 2 notes, alternating between them. And it's extremely unnerving. It's very sort of like creepy sounding. And it almost sounds like a pained wail. And you're not sure where it's coming from at first. Same as here, you don't necessarily know where it's coming from yet, so it still has that effect. But why is she singing the old one's lullaby? She's singing the song that the Maiden in Black is implied to be singing at the end of the game, to lull the old one back to slumber. It's meant to be a soothing and sort of, relaxing song signifying the end of the game, but also, you know, the soothing of the old one back to slumber, and maybe the beginning of the cycle again, but a moment of calm, like a moment of chaos and evil subsiding. Why is that being sung in what is meant to be one of the most bleak and despairing areas in the game? This place is meant to be... Ridiel's yelling is also just much more diminished in this version. But Tower of Latria, originally, when you arrive here, you can hear crickets, as though you're in like a muddy swamp. You can practically hear the humidity of this place. And I don't know if you've ever been in particularly humid environments for too long, but like, you know, meat spoils very quickly. Stenches like sweat and like caked on mud and rot kind of really permeate the air much more, you know. Things are like, it's a much more oppressive atmosphere. Being in a prison, in a kind of sweaty, dense swamp type area would feel really, you know, really miserable. I mean, being in prison is meant to be miserable anyway, but now it's got this sort of thunderstorm going on. I don't know, in Britain, whenever there's a thunderstorm, it sort of clears the air. It often breaks the humidity, and makes there, I think, quite a sort of refreshing feel in the air when there's a thunderstorm. So that already, just complete vibe shift. Vibes have completely changed. Also, all these like bars and things are all kind of rusted. A lot of them have been polished to like a sort of, you know, a sheen. These are like extremely well maintained, like brass or like bronze bars, but they're all bent out of shape and you know, they don't look poorly maintained. They look like they've been kicked about, but still polished by someone. It's just, I don't know what. And then, you know, once again, we've got an orange moon in the sky, precisely so that we can achieve the orange and teal colour grading. It's here again. Now, Latria is quite green in the original, but it's not got a big orange moon in the sky. It just, you know, I don't know. I don't want to get too wound up over this, because it doesn't really like matter in one sense, but it's so different. And it's, you know, people on Twitter will show you a picture of like a scene like this. They'll just show you a screenshot of like, oh look, here's my character in this environment. Look how many particle effects there are, and look how much lighting and shading there is, and textures and you know, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, if you're easily astonished by that kind of like that kind of screenshot without any context whatsoever, this game can look kind of impressive with all the lighting effects going on. It looks like a tech demo, to be fair. It looks a bit soulless, pardon the pun, but you know, it looks a little bit like slop, but I can understand sort of being a bit astonished by that if you've never played a video game before. But if you have, and you're actually playing this moment to moment, a lot of that like astonishment kind of fades away after a little while, and you know, and if you are like me, someone who kind of cares about the vibe and the atmosphere, and has the original to compare it to, you look around at this area, and it's a pale imitation of you know what came before. It's geographically and you know, like in terms of layout, it's the same level, but in terms of vibe, it's unrecognizable. Oh yeah, they don't really take much magic damage because they are magic themselves. Jesus Christ. Also, in the original, like, the area of effect on their spell had a much clearer radius. Now it's just sort of like a big aura that damages. Cuthbucket, it does matter. Believe in your hate. Yeah, you know, it's partially I just don't want to get myself like too wound up by this. I think it's not good. It's not good for my own mental, you know, to oh shit, you know, to get upset by this kind of stuff. So I'm trying to like maintain a cool head. But it does annoy me the way, yeah, the original vibes have just been trashed. I think this is the end of the trail here. I mean, I love Latria as well. I think it's a really cleverly designed level. Like the whole layout of it is you know, it's dense and complicated, and I still get lost in Latria. Having played this game so many times, I still, you know, find myself you know, wondering where I am and where to go, and whether I've explored every little corner of it. And it's why it pains me to have the vibes like ruined like this, because I think it worked so well in the original. All I can think, looking at these shiny assets and fancy lighting effects and swish sound effects, why wasn't all this work put into making something new? I mean, I think, you know, it's twofold. I think, one, Bluepoint were never really given the opportunity. I don't think they were ever given the funding to make their own project. Which is a shame, because I think they clearly have some technical knowledge. Yeah, like I think the other reason is that I don't think Bluepoint really have the, you know, I don't think they have the art team to really come up with something new. I don't know that they have the creative talent at their studio. And that's not to say that they're all stupid and they don't know what they're doing, but I don't think they've got anyone who's ever, you know, made a project, you know, from scratch and come up with an original IP. I don't know that they might have done. I mean it when I say I don't know that they've got anyone like that. And so I think that might be another part of the reason why they never really turned their talents to making anything new. This is how it feels to be on Twitter.com. Bunch of gormless zombies staring at you from inside a cage. Sign of Zeta, Latria might be the best level in a Souls game. I think so. It's definitely one of my favourites. I think it works so well. Like I said, I always get lost exploring. I always feel like I haven't understood it properly, and that I'm missing something. One of these has a guy in it that poisons me. I think it's the other one. Black leather garb, is that better than what I'm currently wearing? It's less good. Okay. Oh yeah, no, I was mistaken then. I was mistaken last stream when I said that I thought clothing wasn't gender locked. It still is. I still can't wear the old ragged clothes. Great. Dress the twink in black leather. I mean, okay, let's... Just for the vibes. Got the silver coronet does something. It has like a... Oh yeah, it increases your maximum MP, so I kind of want to keep that on. I mean, it's not black leather the way we want it to be. Let's be real. I think the wizards robes are what we really want. It's not even black. I mean, it's hard to tell because I have the soul form aura on me because I'm not in body form currently. Game, you can't this is one of the things I don't like about this design. It's same in the original. There's a guy in here that poisons you. Even if you know he's in there, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to not open that coffin. Oh, maybe it's this one. So wait, is this one fine then? Yeah, okay. I got caught out. Oh, shit. There's no Tom of Latria fit. Yeah, so I think another thing is with the changing of the lighting and the animations a little bit, it's much harder to tell when those prison watcher guys are winding up for an attack. You kind of can't. Widows like this, that's fine. What you use to cure poisoning. But yeah, like, what was I saying before I got killed? Like it's very hard to tell where that attack like actually ends. Hey, you. Having you. Probably also want to use that Noble's Lotus. Did I actually get poisoned? Yes, I did, didn't I? And that's the key. Oh, I nearly fell for it. That is basically always death. There's definitely one of the edges you can fall off in this level where it's just death. Oof. They don't seem to stagger as easily. I always fall for it once per playthrough. Yeah, I mean, I do in the original because it's way darker, and I often forget that it's there, and I just run forward and fall for it. In this, I don't, because the lighting effects actually kind of make it a little clearer that it's there. You know. But, you know, we have to have our cool teal and orange lighting, so... Like it's such a shame that they took one of the most iconic and like unique art style games in PlayStation's whole library and reduced it to sort of like, I don't know, like enhanced it in a way that makes it so uniform and so I don't know, so generic. Ubercat98, welcome to the stream. It's the teal and orange thing overuse is so distracting once you notice it. Yeah, tell me about it. Like, once someone points it out to you, you can't not see it because it's fucking everywhere. And you are just sort of like going, like, okay, using complementary colors, I can kind of understand, but why specifically those ones all the time? Is it just because that's what, I don't know, audiences have sort of decided looks epic? Can I shoot this person down? Yeah, I can. Not really worth it, but... Doesn't Frake in one of these spells, or it might require the special key. Yeah.
Oh, human, are you?
Human, are you?
I am Frick. I have been trapped here for an age. You could help me out of it. I am a Frick, and I can lend you my power in return. Oh, but take heed.
I swear this never used to happen in the original, where they would be shooting spells at you from across the way. Right, well, I'll work on it, Frake. Prison of Hope 1F cell key, Prison of Hope 1F key. Those get me through those other doors. Now, are we going to try and do the roll through the arrows thing? What I really mean when I'm asking that is, are you willing to watch me have to replay most of the level if I die? Keep rolling. I mean, we'll try it, just for gamer cred. Here's Ridiel. Cannot open his cell though.
Well, you are a sane one, are you not? My name is Rydell. Please, liberate.
It says Rydell, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he calls himself Ridiel in the original.
I must retrieve an article from my corpse.
I'll see what I can do, mate. Now, his growling and shouting is so much more prominent in the original. I've not even noticed that it's not here, but you can hear it echoing throughout the entire prison when you're in this wing of it, normally, and it's extremely unnerving because you're like, what the hell's going on? Like, is someone being tortured? But then in this, he's just sort of like, he's just there. He I don't know, sort of wheezes every now and then. Doesn't really take much damage from spells, unfortunately, because it is deep. Oh, there we go. I shouldn't have tried to fight it, really. Luckily, the road back to my corpse isn't too long. I think I mentioned it yesterday as well. That whip sound effect that plays when you regain your souls. Not a fan. Like, these guys just sound like generic aliens from a sci-fi thing now. Whereas originally, I don't think they made many noises at all. They just sounded... only the ringing of their bells, which again was like a haunting part of this level's, like, atmosphere. It was these strange, like, alien bells ringing out. hit me still? It's just, yeah, that like soothing lullaby being sung by the once royal mistress is also just really like, I don't know, it just seems like such a misunderstanding of the game's original like atmosphere here. Can we get to her, by the way? Well, there goes my souls. God damn it. Did I play Expedition 33? I have not played it. It didn't look very interesting to me. It didn't really have like, you know, I looked at all the trailers for it and it just looked like it was full of like hype moments and like aura, but I didn't really understand what the story is or what the, you know, what the characters are like. Nothing of it sort of really appealed to me. It just sort of like looked pretty. You know, that's not to say that it doesn't have things going for it. It's just that I didn't see them. Fuck. Whoops, didn't mean to use that. It's my biggest complaint, but there is a good story in it. Yeah, no, I'm sure there is. It's just that it you know, when I was first seeing the trailers for it, I didn't see anything that, you know, when I for example, when I look at like when I look at like the key art for like Genshin or something, you know, I see characters and I go, oh, they look cool. Like, I wonder what their deal is. Ow! Shit. It's killing me. And when I look at, you know, when I look at like a gameplay trailer for like, I don't know, like Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, I saw that and was immediately like, oh, that looks cool. I really want to play that. Like that the movement looks really cool. With the Expedition 33, I didn't really see anything other than like it kind of just looks a certain way. Right, plus the Gen AI assets we've known about since release, but some people decided to ignore for no reason. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really hear anything about that, so I can't comment, but that doesn't surprise me to hear, because it did sort of have a little bit of a, I don't know, some of it did have that sort of look to it. Speaking of Genshin, I suffered a big Genshin allergy this patch. That's, you know, that's fair enough. I've really liked the Nodcry story. I thought it was really good. I really like the characters they've introduced. And yeah, I think the Nodcry area is really pretty. So yeah, in the original game, the once royal mistress is. Can I set my brass telescope? How do I use it? I don't want to accidentally hurt her. Now, how do I zoom in and out? Can I? There we go. Right, in the original, the once royal mistress is someone who is said to have been punished for her hypocrisy. She was part of the royal family of Latria. Latria locked up anybody who was, you know, deemed to be engaging in the heresy of like engaging with the soul arts. And the royal family and the queen of Latria engaged in a hypocrisy in that they were secretly studying the soul arts whilst locking up people who were found to be engaging in it. The old monk, you know, possessed by a demon, wanted to kind of punish all the nobles of Latria for this hypocrisy, and he got his way eventually. We'll see. We'll talk more about that later. But the once royal mistress is meant to, I think, have been, or like the former royal's wife. She's meant to have been part of that. She was studying the soul arts and was punished for her hypocrisy. In the original game, members of the Soul Society that study the soul arts all wear gold masks, and gold clothing is the symbol of the Soul Society. I forget her bloody name, but like the leader of the Soul Society that you meet, she has a gold mask. And the once royal mistress has a gold mask that has been melted onto her face as punishment by the old monk. In this, she's just a generic, grotesque-looking, zombie woman. For no real, I guess the idea is still there that she's been burned, but I think the original is more effective because rather than showing you her kind of burned, scarred face, it left it implied that she now wears the mask because she has to kind of hide what's been done to her face. Again, like, and she's her clothes are all kind of filthy here as well. I think in the original she comes across as someone who is from a former royal, like, noble lineage, and is trying to sort of keep up appearances. Mephistopheles, that's it. Thanks, Kel. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Kel. Good to have you. Yeah, Mephistopheles is the leader of the Soul Society, and she wears a gold mask, and there's a similar gold mask on the once royal mistress. In this, that her mask is gone, so you don't get that connection of her to the Soul Society, and instead you just get, this idea that, well, she's just a sort of gross zombie woman. You might not even understand why she is the way she is. It might not click with you. And yeah, she's singing the old one's lullaby, which is crazy. Why is she singing a soothing lullaby in this bleak, depressing prison? It ruins the vibe of the place. They changed her design for no real, or at least they changed her design in a way that deviates, I think, from the original intention, and so tells a more, doesn't clearly tell her story or like give her as much sort of, the previous design was something that had lore to it, and if you understood the game and the game lore, you could understand why, or you could come up with interpretations as to, I that's my interpretation, by the way, of the previous the gold mask thing is definitely just, that is a Soul Society thing, and she is definitely wearing one, and the punishment by the old monk, I think, is implied and discussed as well. But there could be subtleties that I've missed there, and you could interpret it a different way if you wanted. I interpreted it as that she's clinging to sanity and wearing the mask now, partially because it's maybe melted to her face, or maybe partially out of shame for what's she's been disfigured by the old monk. Now, they've just changed it, and I struggle to see why anyone would prefer this design, because I think it tells a weaker story, and I also just think the grotesquerie and horror. I think horror is more effective when it's implied rather than just explicitly shown like this. Anyway, let's have a chat with her.
Aren't you? Where do you call home? Dear me, I shouldn't pry. Oh, perhaps you'd like something from my collection. I've known better days. I was once the wife of nobility, and I have some nice things to show for it.
She comes across as a little bit pompous, like having been disfigured has barely made any difference to her life, whereas I think in the original she comes across as sort of like she's maybe not all there. She doesn't quite realise the situation she's in. Anyway, what's she got for us? Some full moon grass. I don't think I really need anything at the moment. Bright water. That's a nice thing to have, the Ring of Avarice, but...
Well, that's quite all right. I wish to stay here, but I need souls to remain sane. As you know, of course.
Let's
I've
actually...
known better days. Before, there were many others trapped here, but they were driven mad and ventured above of their own volition. Redemption. There exists no such thing.
So yeah, she's alluding to the fact that,
I wish
you know,
to
the
stay
prison of hope, the hope of the prisoners was that if you could escape this place and get to the, oh my god, I nearly fell for that trap again. If you could get to the church and you know, offer your pleas to the fool's idol there, that you would be, you know, taken and saved and rescued and taken above to Upper Latria, where redemption awaits. You know, you'd be taken up to heaven. She's alluding to the fact that that doesn't exist. Why are my souls? Oh, I dropped them here, didn't I? Well, we've accomplished our mission there. I wanted to speak to her. Oh, try not to die to this this demon again. Yikes.
Here you go again.
Here you go again. Now, I'll give it one try to deactivate this thing by rolling through. But first, I would like to collect some of the items around here. I think that's actually... This is the only one I can get from here. The Mercury Rapier. That's not particularly useful to me. How does Raiden always know what to say? He's a perfect boy. Did my character just cry out climbing up that little ledge? Ah. Damn, I nearly made it. The problem with that is you have to... lol, wrecked. Thanks, Russell. I keep responding to the name of the Australian voice and not... I don't mean to sound like I'm calling you Russell, Tom. Owned. Yeah, I'll go back the other way. I'm not going to... try that again. The difficulty with it is, as you get closer, you need to adjust your timing, because obviously you're getting closer to it, so the projectiles have like less travel time. I'm glad. I just wanted to clarify that to anyone else who thought I'm randomly calling you Russell, Tom. Now, annoyingly enough... Oh, actually, no, I was about to say, I'm going to need to go back to where I died to collect my souls, but I can get there once I've turned the machine off. And I can turn the machine off by going this away. No, I can't. Why are those locked? Is the key downstairs? I think the key might be upstairs. Be more effective if the arrows were orange and teal. Yeah, really, it. You know, why didn't they make the arrows glowing bright orange? Oh, they do actually. You know, now that you mention it, have something of an orange glow to them. How are Ridiel's angry noises? I mean, you can hear them. They're basically not here. It's so pathetic. It's so weedy. Like, I said it a lot yesterday. People praise the sound design for this game. They say it's a massive improvement on the original. And I think they're fucking delulu. Like, there's just no... There's no universe in which the sound mixing and sound editing in this game is better than the original. Now, one of these paths is also crap. I remember. Silver bracelets and oh, the fluted set. That's cool. Not quite what I want. I think you can send things back to the Nexus in this one without having to actually go to the Nexus. Aha, yes, here's where I wanted to be. Or is it? I don't know that it is, actually. Estuk. Did they keep carry weight? Yes. Yes, carry weight is still a thing, I believe. My equip burden. Yeah, item burden. Oh, I'm very nearly at the item burden limit. The fluted set. Let's see. Let's test. Yeah, send to storage. How crazy is this? I don't even need to go to the Nexus. I can just teleport everything back to the Nexus from here. Kind of, you know, I think undermines the undermines the entire system. Oh, is that wooden catalyst better than my silver one? It is. Not. Where's the magic assist? Oh yeah, it is. I'll use that then. Send these. Yeah, send the scimitar back to storage. Rapier. Yeah, the fact that you can just teleport stuff back to the Nexus in this game completely undermines the carry weight mechanic in the first place, where you would sometimes find that you had to, you know, pick things up and drop things tactically and fret over, like, oh no, I have to leave this item here, but I want it. Like, oh, what am I going to do? Well, don't worry about that anymore. Now you just teleport things back to the Nexus. I'm getting frustrated thinking about it again. Right, I can't remember where the key is to that door that I want to open. Do not want to fall off there and die. Carry weight was a weird fit to begin with for Demon Souls. I think it was a really interesting system, and I liked that it was in this game, because it was, yeah, you're right, like a strange a strange thing to have in the game. But I think it put you more in the mindset of an adventurer, where you would be like, when you would be packing your bag to go on your adventure, you'd be thinking, right, okay, what do I need to bring with me? What do I need to leave behind? You had to make sort of decisions about how much stuff you wanted to carry with you. You could farm up a load of grass and carry 100 grass with you, that was like a thing you could do. It wasn't really advisable because it would weigh you down. Anyone know where the key is to get past this guy? Because I don't particularly want to have to roll through these. Oh, there's the key. Right, okay. Now we can go the other way around. I had a feeling it was going to be there. Quickly run my way past here. I'm going to get to the Fool's Idol, have a crack at it, and then I whether I win or lose, I'll probably end the stream, because my boyfriend's just gotten back with a Mackie D's, and I have a rumbly in my tumbly, so I'd like to eat it. The Mackie D's, that is. Yeah, so I just feel like if you're going to have this system where you can just teleport stuff back to the Nexus, why even bother with the original point of the carry weight is somewhat still there, and that when you're leaving from the Nexus, you have to plan out your adventure a little bit and be like, well, what am I bringing with me? What am I going to leave behind? I can't bring it all. So it still kind of works a little bit, but being able to teleport stuff back to the Nexus, I think, that was part of the decision making in the original. Was like, when I leave from the Nexus, I want to leave a little bit of space so that I don't overburden myself and end up carrying everything with me, or overburden myself and end up not being able to bring things back, when I'm done, or whilst I'm exploring. Whereas now, you don't need to worry about that at all. Now we're gonna go up here. I'm gonna go murk that little sod that tries to resurrect the Fool's Idol. Yeah, it smacks of them going, well, this carry weight system is a bit of a pain in the arse, and we don't really, gamers don't really like that kind of thing. So we'll kind of mitigate it a lot. And it's just like, it once again seems like Bluepoint thought they know better and they know how to improve a game by removing the friction from it. And I think sometimes you want games to have a little bit of friction in them.
What do you want? I am but a humble servant. I do not wish to interfere. I won't cause you trouble. I won't.
You're right, you won't. Leave this inconspicuous guy alone. I like that he pleads more desperately with you in the original. Again, the voice acting in this game, by and large, all they dropped a lot of source out of it. Right, where's the safe place for me to drop down? I think I may have gone past it already. Because the real annoying thing is this Black Phantom before the boss gate. They are a real pain in the arse. Turn this thing off. You're bargaining for your life, but keep it fairly emotionless. Yeah, quality of life can be such an ass sometimes. I agree, Zeta. Like, I think, people think they want... Oh my god. It's like most of my health just gone in one. Now they're wearing the ring that makes you invisible outside of a certain range. Fine, just whiff my spells. Oh my god! Why does she do so much damage? I want to see if I can lure her into getting her crossbow out again, because... What?! I'm plagued. Fuck. Oh, the Noble's Lotus won't help me. It's the other Lotus I need. There we go. She can block perfectly. Get your crossbow out again. That's gone. Good. Whiff my laser beams. Right, now. I have a lot to say about the Fool's Idol. I'm going to bring up, quickly on screen, an image of what the Fool's Idol looked like in the original game. I think it is... No. There we go. Yeah, this is how the Fool's Idol looked in the original game. As you can see... behind my model, it's not... There we go. The Fool's Idol is the former body of the Queen. She looks, you know, she looks like the kind of figure you might pray to. She, you know, it looks grand and regal, and she's got like 4 arms, but you know, she is holding like her book. She looks, you know, she's meant to be like a false idol, something that you would pray to and ask for redemption from. She's meant to be a calming figure. She's the body of the former queen being cruelly puppeted by the old monk. But you know, that's what she looks like. In this game, she looks really angry and sort of evil. And I think she's kind of... They've looked at the multiple arms thing, and they've based her on Kali, the like destroyer god. So she has this sort of like angry look on her face. She looks a lot more sort of like... She's got like a lot more corruption all over her body. She doesn't look like the kind of person you would pray to for forgiveness. Like, her hair's all wild and floating up in... Like, it's just a totally different vibe. I have to watch out for the magic traps. I'm something of a magic trap myself. I think if you leave some of those guys alive, they run to the real one and pray to her. If you don't know which one is the real one, he's the one that casts Soul Ray rather than Soul Arrow, I think. Oh, shoot. gonna hurt. It's still there. I'm still paralyzed. Oh damn. Oh my god. Thank you for turning me into a cat. This will surely help. Right. Oh, fuck. Right, she's the one in the back, I think. Oh my god. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck me. Which one? Like, the difference between Soul Ray and Soul Arrow in this game is way more subtle than it is in the original. Oh, we got so lucky there. Not lucky twice, though. Right, that's got to be her in the back. Bam! Oh, twice? Come on! Oh, I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Damn. Fuck me! Oh god! It's that one right in the back there, though. This I know to be true. There we go. Oh boy. It's your boy Judge69. Fair and balanced attack. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. God Gamer, yeah. I like this boss fight a lot because it's not about, you know, perfect dodge rolling and perfect parrying and stuff. It's very tactical. It's, you know, hiding behind pillars and trying to work out which one's the real one. Avoiding the traps on the floor, which honestly are kind of bullshit, honest, if we're being honest. But I get this item before we. Yeah, I can. Yeah, you know, you would proceed through the prison of hope. You'd finally make it to this chapel, pray to the false idol for forgiveness, and you'd be rewarded by these things coming and taking you. They must be ascending you to heaven, right? Well, they dump you in Upper Latria, which is even more of a nightmare than the prison of hope, honestly. I love the kind of cruel irony of this. And I think it's one of the really, you know, it's a simple subversion, but it works really well, I think. And yeah, it has, once again, orange and teal. There's another thing about this area that they've changed in this version, is that you see these red banners and tattered like things blowing in the wind? Those used to be yellow. They were yellow because they represent the fabric of the demon which has possessed the old monk. Now they've just been replaced with just generic, meaningless red banners. It's almost like Bluepoint didn't understand that, oh yeah, that yellow fabric that's wrapped around the old monk and then the yellow banners in this level, maybe they're related. Nah, they're yellow by accident. Anyway, let's make them red so they fit in more with our colour grading. You know, nice bit of lore and kind of like, I don't know, like a lore detail, just completely ignored. Upper latrine. Yeah, like the orange and teal has gotten truly out of control. Anyway, I'm going to return to the Nexus, and I'm going to end the stream here because I've been yapping for an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours now, and I want to go and eat my Mackie D's. Thank you all for joining me for another another struggle session with this game. I might carry on streaming it if there's still interest in talking some more about some of the boss designs and stuff. You know, I'll keep playing. But I might also try and stream something that I'm more passionate about to as a palate cleanser for some positivity and good vibes. H-Bomber Merle stream. Oh god, that cursed name.
Sexy boy.
Thank you very much for following, Sign of Zeta. Very good to have you. Welcome to the team. And yeah, I will see all of you cuties later. Bye-bye.